In the 20th century of the mundane calendar, the greatest wizards of the world took the most radical steps to save their dying way of life from irrelevance. They stopped warring with each other and created the Forbidden Academy, an impossible building at the center of an impossible city, lighting the way to a new era of magic and wonder. This is a story from the earliest days of the Academy, when old blood feuds fueled a new war for the very soul of magic, and the three unlikely heroes who brought progress to that magical world. This is the story of the Constellation Revolution. So welcome to Perpetual Players. We are a game development actual play podcast where we are building a brand new game for the Perpetual Motion role-playing engine. I'm your GM Christian, and I'm joined by my wonderful cast featuring...
Hi, I'm Kat, and I'm going to be playing Lionel. He, him. I'm she, her. Lionel is an uncompromising prefect legacy with an attunement in restoration.
Hi, I'm Lyra, she, they, and I play Crash Thunder, he, him, a grafted rowdy playmaker who is a rough and tumble enchanter working as a scaled one.
Hi everyone, I am Grant Madison Stanton, they, she, and I play Promised Bluff, she, her. Cypher. She is an NFDG performance artist. She works at the physicians as an information gatherer.
Hey.
We will explain what most of those nouns mean through the course of play. Yes, a lot of nouns, but that's what every good fantasy setting is built on, nouns. Every good setting is built on nouns, most of all. So, let's get started. It is your 5th year now at the Forbidden Academy. You are all some of the best and brightest magical minds of your generation. You have been sent to the Forbidden Academy, the premier, I guess I'll call it university, for magically inclined individuals in this world. Originally, the Academy was founded in order to further magic and try to give the magical world a leg up against those darn mundane humans with their brand new atomic bombs and other wonders of technology, because this is a year of progress for mundane humanity. It is the year 1968. The Cold War is raging, and by raging I mean mostly simmering, as mundane superpowers are debating whether or not they must destroy the world. In the shadows, wizards and magic users have been debating for far longer how they can do so. In order to train the best and brightest, they created the Forbidden Academy, where you are now stepping off of a beautiful monorail in the underwater dome city of Atlantis, created in the very first days of magic's retreat from the public eye. And as you step off, you are yet again assailed by the image of the beautiful, the imposing, and the terrifying Forbidden Academy, looking like an upside-down tower being pulled down from the dome, touching all the way at the bottom at a single point. A school that for you has been stress, has been horror, has been adventure, is yet again here waiting for you to attend. Students from every age group, from the youngest first years, just a little past high school age, or a little into high school age, to you 5th years now, college age individuals walking around. I guess actually college sophomore age. People are milling about in their gray 3-piece suits, the expected uniform. Some people are wearing their berets with all kinds of colors to match their attunements. Now, of course, standing outside, specifically eyeballing the first years coming in, are representatives of the societies, sort of like fraternity organizations in the school. As students are getting off at the train station, the societies are the student-led organizations, try to answer the question as to what should we use magic for. Different societies are trying to appeal to different students. You have the scaled ones reaching out to the ones who seem to be a bit upper crust, the children of the owners of corporations and long noble families, stuff like that. There's probably a couple Communist Party officials, kids walking around. You have the paladins clad in their bright red uniforms. The paladins calling over the sort of hero types, the ones who want to rescue people using magic, trying to find the most active, the physically fit. Then you have the talons looking for the most intelligent. Many other societies mill about and work around, and we are sure to meet several of them very soon. But what's happening inside of the Forbidden Academy, in the office of the prefects, one such individual is waiting at a desk for his boss, Melody Sanderson. Kat, why don't you tell us what Lionel looks like sitting down in Melody's office?
So Lionel has his long, roughly curly orange hair down behind him with his beret, which is blue.
Light blue.
For his attunement to air. And he is dressed fully in his fitted three-piece suit that he would never be caught dead in anything else. And he's kind of just patiently waiting because he's not expecting anybody to get pulled in on the first day. But he's for sure not waiting with his society.
As you sit there, your mind sort of starts to swim with memories of your many past lives. Although it's very rare that you find yourself in somewhere so structured in your past lives, usually your history as a former mage king had you on the other side. You were usually the one keeping people waiting. There are still a couple times throughout human history where you found yourself being the one waiting for somebody to address you. So as you sit there patiently waiting, you reflect on your traits as a legacy, as one of these wizards from a past life that has been reincarnated over and over again. And your reverie is interrupted by the sound of a door opening. And in walks Melody Sanderson, the head prefect. She is not a student, though. She is a non-teaching faculty member for the school, kind of like a head of security type. And she walks in. Lionel, good to see you're already here. And before you can respond, she kind of like comes in a huff, drops a bunch of things on her desk, confiscated off of students early on. You know, things have been getting crazy lately. The societies are getting more and more hostile. We had to stop at least 3 different scuffles. I'm going to call them scuffles. Can't call them a fight because a fight's a disciplinary action. But I had to stop 3 scuffles from breaking out in the middle of the station. So you know they're getting heated about recruitment.
They started with this last year, and I'm surprised they're doing this day one. It must be the ones who lurk over the summer and stay here and stay in Atlantis.
Look, you missed out on all the fun with the drowners, but my point is, she like pats herself real quick. More important than that, though, we have an assignment for you. And she pulls out a card. You may enter Prince Zale Xiamin Tugat Nogat. Please enter Zale, Prince Zale. And she like quickly stuffs the card back in one of her pockets. And in walks a Juliman. Julimen are sort of, if you would imagine the creature from the Black Lagoon, but just like beautiful in like a sort of ethereal way, sort of fins sort of coming off of where the ears should be, these big shiny eyes, and a very flat fish-like face that is still quite hydrodynamic. I said walk initially, but I think that was wrong. I should have said sort of swims, because no matter where he goes, he is always swimming as though he was in water. Say your pleasantries, go ahead, go, fine. And she like starts tidying her desk, putting candles on and stuff like that.
I think Lionel's just gonna like stand up and walk over to shake hands.
Zale looks at your hand and like gingerly,
limply hands it over.
Not so much. He like is about to shake your hand and then thinks about it and and then like presents his hand for a kiss. This is how your people handle royalty, right? You kiss rings.
Yes, of course. It's lovely to meet you, Prince Zale. And Lionel would kiss his hand.
Charmed, yes. Hello. And Melody sets herself up. Okay, good to see you're already agreeing. This is Prince Zale of the Tugat. Checks her pocket one more time. The Tugat tribe of Tugat Nation of the Julie Min. Now, this is we have assigned you, Lionel, to a protection detail. And by detail, I mean you. You are going to be protecting Prince Zale while he tours the school and sees if he wants to attend here.
Oh.
I should say the Julie Mint do not normally, or are not attending the school in great number, so it is of the utmost importance that you make sure he has a good time, and perhaps this could be a boon to the school in these turbulent times, as any of the Julie Mint would be more than happy to give resources to protect their sons. So, think you can do that, Lionel?
I think you've come to the perfect person.
Great. So he is going to be shadowing you for your classes, as well as show him around, and most importantly, keep any society recruitment to a minimum. You're trying to not show the school in a state of tension. I mean, there is no tension. There is no tension. The school is a wonderful place. We're going to leave you to deal with it. Good luck. Have fun. Bye. She, like, kind of shoos you out of her office, but, like, then waves at the prince one more time.
Well, I'll make, like, a motion to allow the prince to leave the room first.
Pretty much as soon as you're out and she closes the door with sort of just, like, a whiff of magic, the prince, almost like his wires got cut, he just drops to the ground and walks like a person. I'm sorry. My parents think it is really important that I give a good impression to the school. I didn't want to do that. She has an expectation.
No, Prince Zale, don't worry about that at all. I did not find it weird or uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth between like Prince mode and like Zale mode. So I just want you to know I am a person. I didn't hear, and he offers a dark blue webbed hand for you, and it's just like, hey, my name's Zale.
I'll shake his hand. Hi, I am Lionel, and I will try to keep up with what you need done today. Great.
Okay, so I'm just gonna shadow you. I'm just gonna follow you around. I want to see the school. More importantly, I want to see what it's like to be an actual student. Please don't give me the red carpet treatment. I don't think I can handle it.
You're in the right place.
Great. So, as Lionel begins to take Zale around the school, we're going to jump over to the Scaled Ones clubhouse. Yeah. Originally a basic dormitory, the Scaled Ones have filled the room. It is one part stock exchange. It is one part phone operator's room, as well as being the classiest study you've ever seen. Very mid-century modern, very Mad Men, as a bunch of students all sit around. Some of them are wearing the school uniform, other ones are wearing the Scaled Ones uniform, which is a school uniform but magically dyed green. As they are sitting around, some of them are debating the politics of the day. The Scaled Ones, of course, being the society that believes it is magic's role to save people from themselves. And so as they are sitting around discussing the politics of the day and the time, we see the Scaled One's leader, Regina, is swirling a glass of some liquid that is, although alcohol is prohibited on school grounds, one of the cool things about being in a society is that they control all of the food spells. Regina absolutely has someone who can hack that, or she knows how to hack that herself to make herself a nice little brandy that she can have as a 7th year student, just about to graduate. So she's probably in her like mid-20s. Her hair, big, bouffant, updo, with like the most just, you're thinking of a 60s hairstyle, that's what she's got. Oh, Crash, I was wondering, have you heard the news around school recently? And she turns in one of those big circular chairs. What is Crash doing right now?
Crash is tinkering away on his arm that he's recently upgraded over the break to where now he has a button that when pushed it pulls out a wrench, and he's really excited about it.
And what does Crash look like for all of us?
So Crash is a grafted, so that kind of means he's a mix of, say, very Frankenstein, a bunch of different body parts kind of sewn together with various shades and tattoos. And then the other side of him is just all machinery, like an entire side of his face is machinery, his entire right arm is machinery, and kind of bits and bobs everywhere as he's seen fit to kind of upgrade as the mechanic that he is. He does not have the uniform on correctly. While he does have the green pants, he on top of that has just a white tank top, like a wife beater. The suit jacket is underneath his massive leather jacket that he wears all of the time. So technically he's sort of in uniform, but he's just added to it as he sees fit.
And it's fine. The prefects are not getting anybody for uniforms since people are actively fighting in the halls.
Yeah.
So it's just a non-issue.
Yeah, so he's tinkering away and kind of just pushing the button out and back together just to test the wrench that he has now added to his arm.
Oh, Crash, I do wish you wouldn't work on yourself in the common area. We've had to get metal shavings out of the floor so many times.
Come on, Regina. I know you were starting early this morning, but you're already on my ass. It's day one.
Of course, I must be. We must get an edge on them.
We've already got an edge, baby, and it's me.
Oh my god, he's so mysterious.
She rolls her eyes so, like... Oh... So, I need you and your edge to do some work for us. I again reiterate my question. Have you heard the news?
Have I heard? That would mean I'd have to be paying attention, honey.
A Julimin prince is going to be coming to the school. I don't think I need to reiterate how important it is. The merfolk are some of the most skilled practitioners of magic in the world. They had a school long before the majority of the magical world, number one, and number two, this school is based on the Julimin curriculum. Could you imagine the edge we would receive by getting him into the scaled ones?
Wow, you're sending me on a mission that doesn't involve punching somebody's face in. I feel honored.
Well, not necessarily. Unfortunately, the school has decided it would be most unbecoming if societies were pushing each other out of the way to get his attention. So they have assigned him a prefect to watch over him. Now, I think...
I swear if you say it's fucking Lionel, I'm
well,
gonna lose my
I
shit.
have some bad news for you, dear. It is indeed Lionel. Your erstwhile enemy will be guarding him and preventing any societies from making recruitment attempts. So, I believe it would be much better if you brought the recruitment to us.
Oh, okay. I mean,
At some point during the day, if you could politely and sensibly...
pick him up and bring him here.
Exactly.
I think I could distract old orange hair from our lovely
Old
prince.
orange hair.
He's not good at insults. He doesn't have a brain for it. Literally.
Very good. So you understand the brief. Now, of course, it goes without saying, Zale himself should remain entirely unharmed.
Okay. I won't scuff the prince's shoes.
Very good. Delightful, thank you. And, of course, full discretion. You are our edge, after all. You have latitude to work whatever way you want, as you know. All right?
As I will.
Very good. Now, why don't you... She, looks to your chair. Why don't you get a second year to clean that chair off before you go? You've got a little bit of, lubricant on it.
Hey, Sonny! I just, snap my fingers at a random child and just point to the chair and get up.
So the sort of awkward, gawky teenage nephew of, some Belgian arms corporation just, runs over. It's he's used to being the hottest of hot shit, but then never mind. The Frankenstein's monster has just told him clean the chair, and he just starts casting cleanse on it to lift the oils out. And so Regina gives you a little dainty wave.
I shoot a finger gun at her a little, and I wink, and I walk out.
Oh, so delightful. She just turns.
She's 3 foot tall in my mind.
She takes up the whole egg.
the chair was half the room.
And so now we head down to one of the many meal halls, except this is not a meal hall per se. This is, of course, the former meal hall, now retasked as the physician home base. Now, the Physicians are a society that is... they're a weirder society. They believe magic is for pleasure. Magic is for joy. It is for art. And so many of them are already showed up early to the school for a pre-class rager. So there are people passed out on big, long bench chairs. There are people knocked out on top of the tables. There is a dance floor where one guy who is just energized by magic is still going, elbows and knees flinging around every which way. There is the sort of remains of a Divinper game going on. I'm not going to get into what Divinper is just quite yet, because to be quite honest, most of the people playing are not playing
it well.
They're not even playing it. They're not even playing it. They're just kind of like absent-mindedly throwing cards and chips on the table in some sort of like weird muscle memory. This game has been going on for 6 hours, and most of the people involved are forgetting the rules and forgetting the card combinations that win. But the one person who isn't exhausted and who isn't losing her edge, so to speak, is sitting at the head of the Divinper table, and that would be one Promise Bluff. Could you tell everyone what she looks like at the card table?
Okay, so Promise Bluff is a 25-year-old woman who has light skin, blue eyes, black hair, and you see on the side of her hair, she's just tucked her like kind of straight hair behind her ear, and there's like a shaved undercut that wraps around the back of her head, and weird running color looking like it's kind of running down her scalp, like maybe down her ear. She has regular gray uniform on, but she does have something different. It's cropped. She's wearing a yellow floral maxi dress over her dress pants, and her hair's a mess, and she has her little wand. Her wand is a pen. It has like one of those gummy folders on it.
Grippies.
Yeah, grippies. And she's kind of just gnawing on it, and like she looks kind of bored by this whole party. But there's a twinkle in her eye of some intrigue.
As she's just kind of like absent-mindedly chewing on her pen, all of a sudden she hears from across the hall, and the Physicians are one of the only people who play contemporary music. For the most part, the magical world, when it comes to like getting pop music, is like 10 years behind. Not the Physicians, but that doesn't matter, because over the sound of like two competing sound systems, you just hear, "Promise! Promise!" It is the voice of Cassandra. Now, the Physicians don't necessarily have an organization structure quite like Guild ones do with Regina. Instead, they have the sort of in-kids and the like peripheral. One of the in-kids, Cassandra, is like, "Promise! Where are you? Oh my god, I see you!" And then you see, looking like Sandy in the beginning of Grease, comes Cassandra. "Promise, did you hear? I have news."
Oh, okay. Yeah, what is it, Cassandra? This seems to have gotten you pretty excited,
It
so...
is exciting, Promise. There is a Julie Min prince in the school.
A prince.
A prince. An actual honest-to-God prince. Like, he's cute. And I assume he's cute. I haven't seen him, but he is a fish man. He's probably really cute. But my point is, there is a prince, a magical, honest-to-God prince in this school right now. Not one of those, like, waste case princes who, like, got overthrown and is, like, in exile and just, like, happened to get magic. But, like, an honest-to-God prince of the Julie Min. And he might go to this school. But more important than that, the team needs to know if what he knows about the Julie Min. We could learn some crazy water spells. We could learn some crazy new methods of like moving around in water, or a bunch of stuff that we don't even know about water or other stuff besides water. Like, I assume they do other magic besides water magic. I know they're fish people, but like maybe other stuff. So,
well, Cassandra, you know you could probably learn a lot about water magic by going to class for once.
this is like outside of the school water magic, not that like boring stuff. Like, this is magic that they don't even teach. We don't have a Julie Min teacher. It could be anything. So
You just see the pen kind of droop out of her mouth, knowing exactly what she's asking.
So, if you could do that thing you do while you hang out with him, make him cool.
Hang out with him. Yeah. Okay.
Look, they banned us from recruiting. All the societies got a message that he was coming, and they said no recruiting whatsoever. And that's ridiculous. We used our contacts and got a certain person's name pushed to the top of the list of prefects to watch over him. So...
My brother?
Yes. Your brother is going to be the one in charge of guarding Prince Zale.
I guess that's one of the pros of this situation.
Hang out with your brother, hang out with Prince Zale, find out what we need, find out anything cool that we can know, and then, I don't know, like, if he joins the visitation, maybe he likes to party. He's royal, so, like, let them eat cake.
Right. She just kind of rubs her eyes, and her mascara and eyeliner just kind of, like, keeps on smudging. She's just really beautiful, like, but you can kind of tell that she has kind of gone downhill over the last kind of summer. She's stopped really giving a fuck. She picks up her stuff, she closes her notebook that she just kind of had open. She's sitting at the table, and she gets up and she'll leave the meal room, and as she's walking out, she'll just kind of like look at other card games and stuff like that, see what other people are doing, and try to go find her brother.
And now we are going to go find her brother. Where is...
Really dealt me a great one today.
Yeah. So,
Looking forward to this.
walking around with Zale is a rather interesting affair. He seems very curious about a lot of stuff. One of the things he keeps asking about is, why do you even have halls if the doors can change when you open them? Of course, you being a prefect know that that is a huge safety issue, because although you can use a spell to open a door, if the spell is not removed from the door may just pick a new location. And so he's rather fascinated by that. They don't really do like spatial magic too much where he's from. Before you like have finished answering that question, he's like, so you became a prefect. Why? Like, what's your, who? He's like competing several questions. So out of everything, you could have been in a society, you could be a TA, you could be whatever, and you are a prefect?
Well, yes. But, you know, in a school where you have so many opportunities to be whatever to explore all of these paths, I'm not only a prefect. I do have my own society that I am a part of, but it is a significantly lower priority for me than being a prefect.
Okay, that's fun.
It's really interesting, and the societies, you know, there's something for everyone. There's really no point into getting to that today. If you'd like, we can talk about them, but I won't give you, like, pros and cons for any of that.
Cool. As you are walking...
Are we going to class?
Yes, you're on your way to your first class, but as you are walking, you hear approaching you the telltale footsteps of probably the person you know best of all at this school. Of course, your sister, Ramis.
I like to think that, like, she'll just, like, cast some, like, minor illusion that's, like stage lights that's, like, boom, 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 and then she's, like, walking, and it's, like, bow, 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 like the UFC, like the UFC entrance, and she like just goes behind Lionel and will just like slap you on your shoulder and just be like, hey bro.
Prince Zale, this is my sister, Promise. She also attends the school.
Hi.
Rather sheepishly, is just, hello.
Pleasure is all mine. And she holds out her hand.
You see a battle within him to...
Promise, he's royalty. You would kiss his hand.
No. I would like you to roll connection to...
Oh my god!
So we're going to roll connection to find out...
I want to be so connected.
How...
This is your, like, primary
This is my
thing,
shit,
right?
y'all.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, I didn't bring counter. What'd you roll?
You know what? It's an 84.
It's an 84. You want to kick something to begin the game?
I think we'll kick it. Yeah, we'll kick it. I like this guy. I have a tier 1 in sociology. How does that sound?
I guess I would prefer it if you don't have etiquette.
I don't. I have debate, psychology, tactics.
Maybe psychology.
Psychology more?
Yeah. Psychology more so.
You gonna use your tier 1 or your tier 2?
I'm going to be using my tier 1.
Okay, so you are going to be rolling an extra d10 to decide if you can replace either digit in that 84. Make it okay.
Ooh, 34.
34. That is
That's
a
good. That's
moss of 6.
Okay, so...
And I get 1 counter.
Alright, award yourself 1 counter for +1, and then, so that connection roll was to see why is he so awkward. So you realize almost immediately he is somebody who is putting on a mask. He is debating whether or not he should put on the mask, and he's a little uncomfy. Without needing to be told, you pick up on the sort of like royal that is warring with the, God, I just want to be a person for like 5 freaking seconds. I just want to be a human. Well, a Julie Mid. And so yeah, you detect a level of discomfort because he can't decide whether he wants to be normal and chill or a fancy boy. What do you do about that handshake?
I'll just, as I'm kind of perched over Lionel's shoulder and reaching over my hand, and Prince Zale, and I'll say, so how's the tour been so far? Has anything been exciting for you?
His hand like awkwardly like drops down and is like, yeah, it's been cool to see everything going on. It's so many people. We don't have like this many people in like our biggest cities, so I am just really impressed at how many people there are, and like they're all so different. It's so cool. And he's like starting to ramble a little bit as he's going on. It's like, I think Lionel is taking me to
class.
Yes, class. I think he said we are going to restoration class.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get away from these duds back in the meal room. So it would be cool if I could accompany you. If
You wanna come to class, Promise?
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, I have nothing else to do.
Sure. Don't you have class?
Oh shit. You know what? That's a good point.
Would you like to meet up for lunch?
I'll get a read on Prince Zale as to see if like he is open to the idea of me going to class with him.
From that previous roll, I think you can kind of make out he's already counting Lionel as a friend, and so he's like...
So he's quick to trust.
He's quick to trust. He's very quick to trust, very
friends.
Quick to warm up.
Well, I think I can, I think I can take care of my duties on the class front. Maybe later, I think that people like us, me and Prince Zale, pretty solitary individuals would be better off together.
Of course. You only described yourself the same way I would describe you, a solitary individual. Not so excited to go to class. Yeah, of course.
Well, it's not that class isn't exciting to me. It used to, but it started to remind me of, I don't know, just fulfilling the duty that maybe I wasn't ready to fulfill.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to join us for the tour, of course.
Okay.
Promise, I trust you.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, this school is really cool. It is. Don't get me wrong, Prince Dale. You should be very excited. But sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Where is the place we're going? The restoration?
We're going to restoration class. Yes.
All right. Lead the way.
You make a couple turns down the hallway, and you find yourself outside of... The only word I'm going to use to describe this door is chthonic. Huge.
What does that mean?
Of the earth. This sort of like ancient... Like it looks like this would be like the gateway to the underworld, almost. And you find yourself in front of this very large door, wide open, and through this big door is just what appears to be a single walkway, and then just open air, like open fields and stuff like that. It's like almost like they took like the Windows 95 hills and just like put them inside of a classroom. And so these massive imposing doors, and Zale's like, whoa, that is so much grass. You learn restoration magic in there? Wow. And he's just making like, oh boy, gee, like, lots of stuff like that. walking into the restoration class, which is a giant open field. Of course, you know that this room design is all I don't want to say illusion, because it's not. That's real grass, that's all that stuff, but it is all the work of magic. You have not left the school, because per the standards of the school rules, one of the key ones is you may not leave the school except through the gates to Atlantis. The only way to get in or out. And standing in front of the class, standing's the wrong word, looming, existing, is a black basalt sarcophagus sitting dead center at the end of the tiled walkway. Lionel, Zale, and Promise work their way into the classroom. Lionel, you know you can sit down anywhere or you can stand. Some people have conjured chairs for themselves. So you can do whatever you want to do with that. Before we establish what Lionel, Promise, and Zale do, we have to acknowledge Crash, who is skulking just outside the classroom. Crash, what do you want to do with your mission of Get the Boy?
So kids are still kids. People are walking in.
Students are coming in. This is a 5th year class. This is pretty advanced level restoration class.
Can I pick one of the puniest kids? Just kind of grab him really quickly and pull him off to the side.
Give me a might check.
You don't have a D8, right? Great.
No, yeah, that's right. That's a little high.
I know.
Destruction magic.
So what did you roll?
So, I rolled a 48.
Which is...
It's a moth.
Which is 16.
Of 16.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to...
Please tell me that this little kid doesn't even move.
So Crash kind of over torques. We discover that in the process of maintenancing his arm, Crash over torqued it a little bit, and he's a little sluggish on the go back. So rather than trying to grab this kid and turn it around, instead he keeps walking, and then the student just kind of pulls his arm a little bit forward, jerking him into the class, and he stumbles in there awkwardly.
All right.
So you are now in the classroom. Perception check from Lionel.
Oh, yeah.
Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Get seen, bitch.
This isn't a roll to mess with, right?
This is just perception, I think.
Yeah, well, you don't speak. Do I get my plus 10 because it's crash related or not? I get my plus 10.
Actually, and I'm going to retroactively say, Crash, you also had a plus 10. It wasn't enough, but you also have a plus 10.
Only a moth of 6 then.
71.
Wait. That is not a lucky number. Unless I can kick it with tactics.
I think you're fine without kicking it.
Okay.
So, you do not notice Crash, but Crash, other students have noticed you.
That's fine. I just am kind of freaking don't say anything.
And they turn and kind of go back to looking.
It's a lot of just flinching at somebody, to be shut up.
Shut up. So you have settled into this class because you've got away.
Yeah. I want to be near Zale and Lionel, but I don't want to be too close. I want to be maybe 2 people behind. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of just, he's already a 5'9" king. So I can pretty easily, I think, crouch behind somebody.
Okay, so you're crouching in the classroom. You're all sitting there, and a couple minutes going by, Zale passes the time. So you classify your magic as restoration magic, right?
Yes. You are naturally attuned to, obfuscation magic? Yes?
Yes, we call it flow.
Flow.
In the Julian circles, but yes, I am attuned to obfuscation magic, but I'll be intrigued. We don't really do a lot of restoration magic where I come from, but I'm excited to learn.
Truly, one of the most exciting things about the school to me is I've lived through magic many times, but being in a place where people are still learning spells that are more naturally coming to other types of magic is really, really interesting to me, and it's why I love coming here.
That's so cool. But Promise, what about you? What's your attunement? Are you also restoration?
Promise is kind of sitting down on her little jacket, her blazer, and she's like very meticulously going through the blades of grass. And when she sees it, she says, oh, jump up. And she picks out 4-leaf clover. And she's been kind of like listening, but she picks off the 4th leaf. And she says, I don't really do any of this restoration magic, but what I do is I do stuff like...
Crash is like chuckling slightly in the background, hearing doo-doo.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad that we both laughed. But, I do find it more interesting, but I think that Lionel could provide a good example of what restoration magic is, and she'll hand the 4-leaf clover and the leaf over. Please, I think that Zale would be honored.
Yeah, I guess I would cast Mend on it, mostly.
Sure.
Can I take this chance to throw a rock at Lionel to make them mess up?
Yes, absolutely. First, in that case, I need a Crash. I need you to make I'm gonna say...
What is this gonna be?
I'm gonna say a Dex roll.
Okay. I get a +10 because it's against Lionel. What is it?
Oh, it's an 18.
It's a giant moss. It was already a moss of...
What are you rolling against?
It was already a moss of 8, so it's a moss of 18.
So what do I do about that?
So you are going to... I'm going to need a restoration targeting roll from you.
Which is... I'm holding it.
Yes, but you were also now...
But I've now been had a rock thrown
You've
at
now
me.
had a rock thrown at your head.
Uh-huh.
So... you do not get a +10 because this is not for Crash.
Okay.
You have to roll a targeting roll because as the rock is flying towards your head, it is almost going to be a perfect impact. So we're going to see...
Is this a restoration roll, or is this connection?
No, this is restoration.
Oh, you're fucked. Nice try.
So,
Okay.
What did you fail by?
It's a 53.
13.
13? Okay, so just as you're about to cast it, a rock bonks you on the head, and it, throws off the spell, and instead of being cast on the 4th leaf, you conjure the 4th leaf at the bottom of the little, stem. You've restored it incorrectly.
I immediately turn around.
I'm ducking.
Immediately.
I need...
Very, very slowly, while she's while he's frozen in anger, I'm just gonna kind of take the 4-leaf clover away. Just...
Dex roll on Crash.
I have to Dex roll?
No, Dex roll for Crash.
That's not good.
Oh, that's not good.
51. That's the second time we've rolled that.
Yeah, it's a 71. It's 72, unfortunately, is my lucky number.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big loser.
Yeah, I have literally nothing to kick that with. So,
So Moth of 45.
So you are seen in a pitching stance with your hand full of other rocks.
Can I...
Oh, he's digging himself a grave, is what's going on.
Can I cast Blink to teleport out of the room?
To leave?
Yes.
Sure. Give me a,
Or, you know what? Not even out of the room. I just want to go... Okay, wait. I want to use Blink to teleport behind the prince, maybe.
Oh my god.
I need a targeting roll from you.
You're gonna try to fucking take him out of the... Oh
I'm
my.
just gonna try to lift. I'm just gonna bring him.
So
Is he heavy? How tall? What's the stats on Prince Zale?
Prince Zale is...
He's handsome, right?
He's handsome in a fish way. I can promise you that he is a beautiful Julie Min. He's like an aquatic elf.
No, how tall is he?
He's probably 6'3".
Oh shit.
I'm grabbing this man. I'm strong. Okay, so I've never done spells before. This is my very, very
So
first time.
you just roll your obfuscation, which is your dex, technically. So you're gonna roll that to target.
Okay. Fuck, my dex is so low.
33.
33? Boom.
Doubles under, which is a...
Doubles
No, doubles
above.
over.
Doubles over. Oh, you succeed. So
No.
So you have obfuscate.
What?
33 is more than 26.
Yeah, but I'm trying to go below it, no?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you rolled 33.
So 33 over.
Yeah, everybody can just continue with their
So you teleport directly behind Prince Zale, and as soon as you do, there is like a loud cracking noise from the sarcophagus. The doors close, and the classroom turns to night. So the sarcophagus, rather than opening, just kind of almost like a transformer, starts to like break apart, and inside of where the face of something that's like definitely humanoid, but like with a sunburst coming off of the back, eyes light up, and the sarcophagus segments into a couple different parts down at the feet to a sort of segmented torso, and then joining it are glowing yellow bandages that are like the joints of the sarcophagus body. Lionel, of course, you recognize this. This is class advisor as well as Professor Dr. Razu. He is an Itari, which is an animate but dead, sort of like a mummy almost.
How would I spell Razu?
R-A-Z-U. This is Dr. Razu.
I like that name, Razu. These names, I just have to say, are so easy to pronounce, and I love it.
Give it time. He
Hopefully I didn't jinx it.
walk and just welcome to Restoration 501. And he, like, his stone face just sort of scans the room.
I mean, I did say that I was behind the prince.
Yeah, so you are presently behind the prince.
Okay, slay.
Did Zale roll anything to try to see him? I just want to make sure that if I can ignore.
No, Zale is. I think Zale is still distracted by you taking the screwed up 4-leaf clover.
Amazing. Okay.
I just shouted crap.
I'm interested in what the teacher has to say because this is so fucking cool. I just don't want to have Zale doing some shit.
So the thing about Razu is stoic. He is a creature made from destruction magic, but he teaches restoration.
Is that like antithetical?
Yes, he is literally doing the opposite of his attunement. But anyway, Razu scans the whole of the class. This is a practical course. You will be learning real, usable restoration here. We will not be discussing philosophy. We will not be discussing use cases. We are discussing practicalities of restoration. And his, again, stoic face turns to the four of you. Lionel,
Yes.
you are bleeding in my class. And you
Yeah.
you feel a small trickle of blood appear on
Touching face.
your temple. So that
That's
massive...
something I would cast. Oh wait, I think I have minor heal. I have minor
Corrected.
heal.
Okay, yep, mark the use of minor heal.
Oh.
You don't need to target it since it's on yourself. And so, Lionel, what does it look like when you cast a spell?
With the attunement in restoration magic, which it kind of like shows itself through air, you would kind of just like fan himself a little bit, and like his hair would move and cover up, and when he moves it back again, it's gone.
Now, students, that was an example of what we would consider lesser restoration magic. This class will not be teaching you the fundamentals of healing. This class will not be teaching you the basics of shielding, or preventing falls, or cleansing. This class will be teaching you how to protect using restoration magic. I will now ask that you pair off. We are going to be doing repetitions and demonstrations.
I'll take
describe.
Zale. I said it first.
I am right
I've
on
already taken
Zale's
Zale.
arm. Oh my god.
No, I had already taken him.
Dex check.
What?
That's
69, lucky number.
So a moss of 1.
Do you fail?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The siblings immediately try to grab Zale, and they both get kind of tangled up at each other, largely because Crash just kind of bear hugs him and scoops him.
Just kind of bear hugged, lifted him over to the side. I'm just like, hey, Crash sounded nice to me.
Hi, I'm
so
Zale, or Prince Zale? Zale, Prince Zale. Hi, nice to meet you. Crash, you're a grafted, right?
Yeah. Hey, you know your stuff. Alright. I like you.
Meanwhile, Lionel and Promise, you are teamed up.
Why are you here?
I'm enjoying the lesson,
What?
Lionel.
Promise? I'm excited to do classwork with you. What I'm going to tell you right now is you came over knowing who he was. How did you know who he was?
How do you know that I know that? If I do.
One,
which I don't.
you just said it, man. Two, you came over and said, oh, you're Prince Zale, right?
Maybe I'm just really intuitive and I'm very connected in this school.
Promise you are. But I've been given one task, and it's to not talk about societies with him.
Well, you can trust me that I am not...
Did Cassandra send you here?
Fine. Cassandra did send me.
Okay. I will let you hang out.
It's only...
Crash cannot get Prince Zale.
But I don't even like Cassandra, so you don't even have to tell her, like...
I don't care. Crash cannot get Zale. We are on the same page?
Well, yeah.
Because the scaled ones for sure want Prince Zale. I know you're friends. I need you to work with me on this. It's day one.
If you think that I can have a moment with Prince Zale, then sure, do with him what you will, but I will be sure to have my cake and eat it too.
If he comes to the school, you can have every moment with Prince Zale.
Now that you have all found partners, I will tell you the rules. In order to understand restoration, you must understand destruction. I am going to flip a coin for each of you. I'm going to say, Crash, heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay. And Promise, heads or tails?
Tails! Because it's the quirkiest side.
Crash, Promise are immediately encased in a shield.
Me and you?
Yes.
Not together.
Not together, no. Two separate individual shields. You are encased in a protective cover of glass. I believe this spell is known among you students as a bubble shield. You must figure out how to undo this spell.
She's like trying to raise her hand, but it's like you hear just like her hand hitting the top of the glass shield.
I will demonstrate some methods for how to create a bubble shield. You must reverse engineer my methods to break them out.
Can Crash just start punching it?
Sure.
So it's Lionel's job to break me out.
Well, you can work together to figure it out if you use a combined spell. But to keep things interesting, and because I was allocated a 20-person class and am presently dealing with a 23-person class, none of you may leave until your partner is free.
Haha, Zale can't leave.
Lionel.
Okay.
Can we begin?
So he shows you how to make a bubble shield using restoration magic. He seems to mostly do his work with sand and like pulling particulate matter out of the air. This is going to require improvised spell casting on all of your parts. As a reminder, that is the 3 rolls. You can skip source if you don't need the extra moss. You may discuss craft as you go.
I have lock picking.
There's no lock to pick.
Well,
There's no door.
I have fists.
You do have fists.
So roll might for me.
Okay.
Do
19.
I have...
So the good news is, Crash, you don't break your hands pounding the shield.
Slick.
The bad news is, nothing else happens.
They're stainless steel, baby.
Oh, yes. My quick question was, do I, in this spell, because I do know how shield works already.
So this is technically a distinct spell, but I would say you do have... Yeah, you get like a +5 to your form roll to try to come up with a dispel.
Okay. What are you thinking, Promise?
I have 2 ideas. So, my first idea is this marker cap. So her wand is like devastatingly ornate. It's like thick, like one of those big Sharpies. Okay. But the cap of it is like this encrusted crystal. And she can take it off and it's just like a marker. And it can change colors. But she keeps the cap on. And she says, well, I was thinking maybe we refract the light from the sun that is coming through this illusion, through the crystal, and try to burn a place into the glass shield. And you can also focus on the weakest point and hopefully fracture the entire shield. My other idea is I could try to maybe go inside your brain and try to restore all of your like energy magic and like try to heal you consistently while you're trying to cast something and just keep on reinforcing you, like giving you some type of restoration therapy.
Okay, Promise.
Punch.
I like both of those ideas. I was thinking that I could be able to, as this was created through sand becoming glass, I could restore this back to just sand.
Punch.
So cutting over to Crash and
Nothing.
Zale. Mr. Thunder, I don't know that much restoration magic. I could try if you wanted me to.
Yeah, man. It's looking like me punching this thing isn't doing much than denting me.
I would agree.
And that just shows how good of a shield this is, because I'm pretty strong, I would say. This is also kind of my first day of this class, so I kind of got no idea what's going on. You ever done anything like this?
No, this is a whole new world of magic to me, but I'm willing to try anything you've got. So what I would say to all of you is what I am going to be expecting, what Professor Razu is going to be expecting, is you will need to describe an improvised spell to get out of this, and then we will kind of go from there as we work on spell casting.
I like the therapy one.
My only concern about that, Promise, is that you have to go through the glass in order to do this.
Well, I wanna see, like, can I create like just a minor illusion on the other side of the shield?
No, you cannot cast through the bubble.
Oh, so I can't use blink?
No, you cannot cast through the bubble.
Damn! That was my only idea.
I mean, then I guess we can try the light idea.
I think Promise focusing the light onto the glass to weaken it, and the combination of me trying to actively disintegrate it
Like melt
by
it down.
restoring it, like restoring it to its original state.
I need a form roll from the both of you. So you are going to be rolling...
88!
So that is, for Promise, I'm going to say that counts as an obfuscation roll. Whereas Lionel, I'm going to count that as a destruction roll.
I rolled an 88, so it's a mass of 1.
So it's not a restoration spell?
I guess no, in your case, the way you described it, yes, it is restoration.
Yeah.
So you are actually rolling restoration.
Oh.
Would we be like twin casting? Would we be like supporting each other?
Are trying to hit a certain moss together.
Oh, okay. So I succeeded my form roll.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm also trying to look at my focuses and make sure that I'm like using the stuff I'm supposed to be. Could I kick this with natural sciences?
Yes, you could.
And I've got an idea about my spell.
Okay.
So my cousin Moira, she's got this funny trick she does at parties where she sings real loud and it breaks a wine glass. I can kind of turn off my hearing with this little button here, and he pushes it, and he's like, and see, nothing's going inside of this head. Turns it back on. So what I'm thinking is I could probably just create a loud enough high-pitched sound to kind of shatter this thing around me, and I can deal with the cuts and this stuff when it falls. That's fine. But that's really all I know about glass.
One thing to note, Kat, add 5 to your moss since you already know shield.
Oh, okay.
And then Zale's like, okay, that makes sense. Like, I think I understand. Do you need me to do anything?
I'd say just maybe protect your pretty face when this thing comes shattering.
Okay. I need
If he knows any like a shield to go around my shield to not shatter everybody with shards when this thing explodes.
Are you just making the noise yourself, or are you...
Yes, because the noise has to, I think, come from inside, because I can turn off my hearing so that way they're
Yeah.
not exposed to the noise and go deaf.
Are you but you're just producing the noise yourself. You're not like...
I'm producing the noise with my beep boop computer body.
Of course. So in that case, I'm going to count that as an obfuscation spell.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we both have 26 in obfuscation, by the way.
Worst.
If you can come up with a way to describe it that might use enchanting, like using like matter magic.
Unless I can rewire my hearing aids type thing to then export sound instead of take it in.
Say that would be a cool enough enchanting spell, turning a receiver into a transmitter.
Because I'm sure he's like slightly done that to like listen to music while he's going through the hallways, but not to this extent.
Okay, yeah, I'll count that. Give me an enchanting roll.
Ooh, 85. Jeez.
Rough rolls today.
Yeah, it's been a hard day for us.
Can I kick it with mechanics?
Sure.
I'll practice after the sun.
Okay.
You do have your counters, remember.
That's not
I know it
My
doesn't
counters are
help,
like
but
3 right now.
just so you remember.
So if I'm kicking it with a tier 1, that's which die?
D10.
What to do.
88.
That does not pass the minimum Moss requirements to get you out, but it's okay because Zale is going to try to cast his own spell in sort of conjunction with you. So Zale pulls it off with a 4. Get a very nice roll. As you charge to shatter it, Zale uses water magic, or flow magic as he calls it, to sort of pull water out of the grass around him and very quickly just make like a little glass shield or a little water shield around the glass that as you break it comes in and surrounds Crash faster than the water can, or faster than the glass can like rain down on him. And so you break out. So now what were your rolls, Promise? And
Does the door to the room open since I've gotten out?
I will-
Like, can I leave?
I'll address that in a second. We're doing
Cool.
I have a moss of 6.
together you pass the minimum Moss of 5. It was supposed to be an easy like warm-up exercise. Through your conducting exercise combined with Lionel's restoration magic, the two of you start to crack the glass and then it just melts at your side, but through Promise's like shining of the light, it managed to like sort of bore the outside so she doesn't get burnt. The two of you are the first out. Or well, the 4 of you are the first out, and Dr. Razu, very good. Very good. Now, as you have mastered the first lesson, you may leave early today. I will continue to instruct these students. And he he's currently hovering over one student who is trying to like vibrate the glass, and inside is a student who has turned himself into a frog. They don't know what that is going to accomplish.
It's got, honestly, I have faith.
Can I want to try to pull this man out of this
I'm
so
going to
fast.
cast, if Crash is immediately trying to leave with Zale, Lionel will cast Trip on Crash.
Okay. Give me
You're a
a
saver.
target roll.
Target roll.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does Zale, seem, really interested by what the teacher's saying? And, what just happened? Did he seem like he had a good time and is, inspired?
He is definitely interested in this class. He's definitely quite fascinated.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I would like to do something, but only when it's my turn.
So, Crash, you immediately, as you're getting ready to go, you, start tugging on Zale.
Roll? What was that?
That was a endurance. Immediately, Crash trips. Doomp.
I immediately know who's doing it. I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna say, you little shit.
And I'm gonna walk up to Zale.
Promise, what are you going to do?
I would like to walk over to the teacher. I pick up my my blazer. I shake it off the grass. And I walk over to the teacher pretty confidently, and hopefully I catch the eye. I would like to catch the eye and interest of Zale as I go. Almost playing like I'm not interested in him, so he will be interested. That is some type of persuasion roll.
Persuasion, connection, yeah. When you're not doing magic, I'm going to use the mundane attribute. If you're casting a spell, I will say persuasion.
Okay, so connection roll.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, that's a success, a moss of 4.
As soon as Crash trips, you jingling keys pull Zale over, or Zale's attention over to you, and he watches you not so much in a into attracted to way, but more in just a fascinated by it's it's talking to the teacher, so bold. This is a sarcophagus man.
Now that knowing that I swooshed my hair in the correct kind of way, I walk up to Professor Razu and I just say, "Hi, I had a couple questions for you if you're free for I thought that what you said was pretty interesting. I don't really do this type of magic.
I know.
But
You're not on my class lists. What are your questions?
I was mostly wondering, like, if, like, some type of restoration therapy is something that you do, like mental health, like if you can, like, try to restore somebody's faith in someone, or like restore somebody's, like, energy loss from a spell that they cast, or
He, like, leaves the students who are, like, doing the frog thing, turns to, you are asking if you can restore someone's mind to its original state?
well, yeah.
The mind is one of the most immaterial things on this earth. The mind exists outside of all things. While you could cast spells to return somebody to an earlier state, you would simply be erasing memories. You would simply be undoing what has happened. Your line of questioning is interesting, but as I said, I do not discuss theory. Work, more than anything else, requires practice, discipline.
Interesting. So I was mostly asking because I do mostly persuasive magic and fiery magic and things that are showy outside of the mind. I have this, like, special thing that I do, and she kind of gets lost in her thought for a minute.
Noticing she's starting to glaze over. Restoration is the magic of discipline.
Is it something that can help me?
Discipline can help everyone. And then I must attend to this. And he immediately stops a fireball. His sort of bandage fingers with nothing inside twirl, like, a quick little spell, and he, like, catches a fireball that's about to hit one of the kids inside of the, like, that was, like, bouncing around inside of the bubble shield. His spell reaches through the shield, catches it, crushes it, and then you just see, like, unseen force work its way back through the bubble shield. Discipline, above all. Now, in contrast to that, go off, leave class early, enjoy yourself. So in that meantime, I'm guessing, Lionel, you grabbed Zale.
Yes. We'll crash on the ground.
I'm getting up. I'm dusting my hands on my pants.
Prince Zale, this is Crash Thunder.
Hi, we met.
You get introduced.
I got him out of the bubble.
Yeah, he did
Which
good.
was very impressive.
He's a good kid.
This is a 5th year class. Like, this is, and not even your attunement. It is very impressive.
Thank you. I did receive tutoring prior when I was growing up. I did work on that. So since we've got time in between, I wanted to know, could I see some of the school gardens?
Sure.
Great. I would love to. Thank you so much. Okay.
Breath of fresh air is the best thing on a day like this. I think I'll join you guys.
Interesting, Crash. I didn't think you breathed.
You know, my lungs may not work, but my nose does.
That's why your laugh is a little joke.
I think some outside time would be really good for you, Crash. I think it would do your skin some wonders, maybe bring back a little life to it.
Well, then off we go, Zale.
The four of you walk off into the halls. Zale stops. You're, like, just shy of the gardens. Zale stops and points at a crack in the wall. You go, what's that? And he walks over to the crack in the wall,
Prince Zale, please don't get much closer.
puts his hand into it,
No.
and is immediately just right into the crack in the wall.
I thought you were supposed to be watching the kid.
I told him
You
not
get
to
sucked
go.
into the crack?
Yeah, just fully spaghettified right into the crack. I'm going to stop us right here, and this is the end of session 1, as you've just lost your core objective.
Constellation Revolution is a podcast written by Christian Kiritola and distributed by Perpetual Motion Games LLC. It is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 International License. If you like what we do, follow us on your podcast app of choice, and don't forget to rate 5 stars. If you really, really like what we do, then you can head over to patreon.com/perpetualplayers and subscribe. See you next time in the Forbidden Academy.